Is masculinity dying? Is it under attack? Or is something deeper happening? What if what we're witnessing isn't the death of masculinity, but its rebirth? Today we're exploring, is masculinity in crisis or simply being forced to evolve? The Golden Age myth. For thousands of years, masculinity had clear rules. You were the hunter, warrior, provider. Your worth was simple. How strong? How protective? The 1950s gave us the ultimate archetype, the breadwinner in a suit who never talked feelings. But here's what we don't discuss. These men were often miserable. They died young from stress, were strangers to their children, carried unspoken trauma. The golden age of masculinity was built on silence, suppression, and emotional numbness. Yet we look back with nostalgia, as if emotional unavailability was a superpower. The Great Disruption. Then everything changed. Feminism brought women into the workforce, not an attack on masculinity, but expansion of human possibility. To many men, it felt like the game rules changed mid-play. The economy shifted. Factory jobs vanished. The new economy rewarded collaboration over competition, emotional intelligence over brute strength. Your grandfather's success skills were suddenly outdated. Social media amplified every voice. Behaviors normalized for generations were being questioned. Millions of boys piecing together masculinity from movies, games, and toxic online influences. Result? A generation of men feeling lost, angry, and abandoned. The Backlash Trap. When people feel lost, they grasp for certainty. Enter the manosphere alpha influencers offering simple rules. Women are chaos, men are order. Emotions are weakness. Dominance is everything. Andrew Tate became famous offering desperate young men certainty, identity, and permission to feel superior again. But here's the trap. This isn't masculinity, it's performance. It's a cartoon version more about reaction than action, anger than strength. Real masculine energy doesn't need to dominate others to feel powerful. Toxic masculinity isn't saving masculinity, it's killing it by making it brittle, fragile, weak. The collapse response. On the flip side, men who've given up entirely. They've internalized that masculinity itself is toxic, that being a man equals shame. These men retreat into games, pornography, isolation. They've stopped improving, pursuing relationships, engaging with the world. They've traded toxic performance for helpless performance. The statistics are staggering. Young men more likely to live with parents, less likely to graduate college, more likely unemployed, lonely, depressed, suicidal than any generation before. This isn't progress. This is collapse. The evolution hypothesis. Here's a radical idea. What if masculinity isn't dying but growing up? Every other aspect of human society has evolved. We've learned better communication, psychology, emotional intelligence. We recognize strength isn't just physical, leadership isn't just domination, courage isn't just fearlessness. Why would masculinity remain frozen in time? The new masculine archetype isn't abandoning strength, it's redefining it. Not becoming soft but flexible. Not suppressing emotions but mastering them. Consider the modern father changing diapers without feeling emasculated. The CEO who admits mistakes and apologizes. The athlete discussing mental health openly. The soldier who returns from war and goes to therapy. These men aren't less masculine, they're more evolved. The new masculine traits. What does evolved masculinity look like? Purpose-driven, not power-hungry. He seeks meaningful contribution, not power for its own sake. Protector of values, not just provider of resources. He protects integrity, kindness, justice, truth. Emotionally intelligent, not emotionally numb. He sees feelings as information, guidance systems for better decisions. Collaborative leader, not dominating boss. He leads by inspiring others' best selves, not forcing compliance through fear. Comfortable with both strength and tenderness. He can be fierce when protection is needed, gentle when healing is required. The cultural shift. This evolution is happening whether we choose it or not. Women increasingly prefer men who can be vulnerable without weakness, strong without cruelty, confident without arrogance. Workplaces reward emotional intelligence and collaboration. The most successful modern leaders embody these evolved traits. Even pop culture shifted. The most compelling male characters aren't stoic, emotionally distant archetypes but complex, growing, emotionally available men who face their demons. Culture is ready for evolved masculinity. Are men ready to evolve? The choice. Masculinity isn't in crisis because it's under attack. It's in crisis because it's being asked to grow up. Like any growth process, it's uncomfortable and uncertain. But crisis means opportunity. We're at that exact historical moment. We can choose the danger path, retreating into toxic performance or passive collapse, letting fear drive us backward. Or we can choose opportunity, embracing evolution, becoming more complete human beings, modeling new masculinity for the next generation. The question isn't whether masculinity will evolve, it's already happening. The question is whether individual men will evolve with it or be left behind. So I'll ask you what that young man asked himself. What does it actually mean to be a man? Your ancestors define it one way. Culture might define it another. But ultimately, you choose what kind of man you want to be. The old masculine rulebook is burning. That's not tragedy. It's opportunity to write a better one. What will your chapter say? If this made you think, hit like. Want to join this conversation? Subscribe and comment. How do you define evolved masculinity? This isn't just my journey, it's ours. The future of masculinity depends on all of us doing this work together.